Social media marketing can be really overwhelming, especially for small businesses and accounting firms. Hey there, I'm Brighton, the CPA marketing mentor, and I help accountants simplify their marketing and communications so they can grow their accounting, bookkeeping, and financial planning businesses without wasting time and valuable money. Not only can social media be confusing, but it is also constantly changing. What worked today may not work tomorrow. And we're really wanting to stay on top of all these trends and all this kind of stuff. And once you start thinking about all of these things that you have to do, you just don't do any of them. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to simplify your social media strategy, have a presence online for your CPA firm without driving you insane. So let's get started. There are so many social media platforms to choose from, and it's hard to know where to start. In this video, I'm going to share the social media strategy that you can use for your CPA firm today that will not drive you insane or take up way too much time. Where we need to start is with a pillar piece of content. That's exactly where I start off with every single client if they're wanting to really start driving more content and original content and really do social media well. So you might be asking, what is a pillar content or what is a piece of pillar content? I've talked about pillar content and content pillars before, and it truly is a really great place to start when building your social media plan. Social media marketing guru Gary Vaynerchuk has talked about the importance of creating content pillars for quite some time. So what is a content pillar? What are you talking about, Brighton? Well, let me tell you. A content pillar is a high quality, long form piece of content that you create and publish on your website or another long form channel such as YouTube or a podcast platform. This piece of content should be original, interesting, valuable, and engaging with your audience. A content pillar is typically either a blog, video series, or podcast that you publish on a regular basis. The goal of this content pillar is to provide your readers or your viewers or your listeners with in-depth information on a specific topic. When you create a content pillar, you're either writing a long-form article, recording a podcast, or publishing a video. Then you take that long-form piece of content and you break it down into what we call micro-content that utilizes and leverages the long-form content that you created to share posts on social media. Then when it comes to social media, it's important to post original content that's relevant to your audience. This content should be valuable and interesting and should help to establish you as an authority in your field and build trust with your audience. Social media is incredibly important because it allows you to connect with your clients in a more personal way and more often than just once or twice a year during a year-end or a tax submission. Through social media, CPA firms can share valuable content, connect with potential clients, and build relationships with current clients. Sharing valuable content, such as tax tips or small business advice on social media, also provides you with the opportunity to showcase your expertise and knowledge in accounting, financial planning, and the bookkeeping world, and tastefully position your services and solutions in a way that isn't over-the-top salesy. If you're looking for ways to use social media to grow your CPA firm, one of the best ways to ensure that you stay on top of your social media is creating a social media calendar. A social media calendar will help you stay organized, and it will ensure that all of your posts are timely and relevant without you having to stress about posting every day and creating content every day. We don't want that at all. You can use this calendar to plan out your content, schedule posts ahead of time, and track your results. So, where do you even start with setting up a social media calendar? To set up a social media calendar, you'll need to first decide which platforms you want to use. There are endless amount of social media platforms. There are a few that are obviously the most popular, like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and so on. But the one that I would recommend if you're not on any social media platforms yet, especially for your CPA firm, is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a wonderful platform for accounting firms because it is mostly focused on B2B. It's a really great business-to-business friendly platform. And when someone logs into LinkedIn, they're more in a business or work-related mindset and will be more receptive to consuming interactive content that is related to work or business. Once you've decided which platforms you want to use, you'll need to start creating a schedule for your posts. This schedule should include the type of content you're going to post and as well as the frequency of your posts. You may want to include when you're going to be active on social media. So let's map out a simple content calendar that you can use for your firm. I'm gonna dive in, I'm gonna start kind of doodling on my iPad here so you can see how easy it can be to create a social media content calendar for your firm. So let's dive in. I'm gonna start drawing on my iPad here so you can see I've built a wonderfully beautiful calendar, as you can tell. And all we're gonna do is start to take a bit of an approach, just like I talk about our content pillar, and then how we're gonna break those pieces of content down into different pieces of sub-content. So let's think about the pillar piece of content. So our content pillar is going to be a blog. So every week, we are going to write a blog post or an article that is relevant and informative and educational to our client base. So let's say if we are in January, in this case, we're going to talk about the changes in taxes in the upcoming year. So we're going to go tax changes is going to be our article. So what I would do is write an article, maybe 500, 1,000 words, about the changes that have happened in the tax world for that year. So we can highlight that. So let's say on Tuesday, we are going to launch the full article. Let's make that blue. So the full article is going to be posted on the first Tuesday of that month. Then we are going to post on LinkedIn. We're going to post that the full article is out on that Tuesday. And then maybe we highlight one of the tax tips. So if we have 5 changes to the tax code that year, you could actually break out each of those tax changes into a single post. So if we've got 5, let's map that out. So let's post one tax change on the Thursday. Let's post another tax change on the Tuesday, 3 on the Thursday of that week, and then let's just do the same thing. Let's do 4 and let's do 5. So now we've got 5 posts out of that single blog. That's all we did. All we did was pretty much take the information that we got probably from the government that year that went, here's all the changes to the tax code going into this new year. That is all we've done. And then we've highlighted that each one of them is a new post. And then we can actually explain what the information is and the specific details of that tax code change in that post. That's all we had to do in this example for this month. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can actually showcase this content. What we have done in the past is we've created social media templates, and you can find them anywhere, whether it's Canva, whether it's Adobe Express. If you use Photoshop and an Illustrator, which you might probably not, you can find templates like that everywhere online. And all I would do is make a simple template for that month that would highlight the tax change. And I would go tax change like this. I would maybe have a photo here. I would have the actual description of what the tax change is. So this is writing. That would be more of a headline, so you can highlight what that actual post and that image is about. And then when you post it on LinkedIn, this is where you would actually have the copy of that post be the changes in the tax code. And then this would be kind of your post. Here's your name, here's your picture, and that's pretty much what a LinkedIn post looks like. But that's what I would do. So I would just change out the photo every time, I would change out this every time, and then I would change what the copy of that post is related to the actual tax code change. Now, if we go back and we look at the calendar here, we have created 6 social media posts out of 1 blog immediately. We've done it already. We could take various approaches to this. In the following month, we could maybe highlight the next article that's coming up the next month, and maybe February is about bookkeeping and bookkeeping tips for small businesses, and we could write that out. And we can highlight that at the end of at the end of January about what's happening in February, so people can get excited about it. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Not to mention, it's January. It's the new year. We can simply have a quick post that says that we wish all of our clients a happy new year and all the best in that new year. There you've got another one. So you've got 7 posts. So let's say, for ease of sake, we just do new year. New year post there. Another thing that we could post out is New Year's resolutions. We could talk about goals for the year. We could talk about how to build a really great goal structure and stick to your goals for that year, whether it be business or personal. It doesn't really matter. But writing something like that could be a really great way to create a piece of content that your clients may actually engage with. So in this case, let's look at January. We've got, New Year's is on the 1st of the month, which is on that Monday. We publish the article maybe on the Tuesday, and we highlight all the tax changes that are happening that year. Then we highlight each tax change individually with their own posts. You can highlight each one efficiently and effectively and go a little bit more in depth. And then let's maybe do a New Year goals post. We can just simply ask, what are your goals for the year? And we can create an image similar to this one here that just has an image of somebody writing down goals, or they're hiking a mountain, or they're doing something exciting, they're going on a trip. It doesn't really matter. But just simply asking, what are your goals for 2021? We'd love to hear. We'd love to support you in helping you achieve those goals, all that kind of stuff. All of that can be included in the calendar. All you have to do is probably go back to December and plan. How long did that take us? I'm recording, so I don't actually know how long it actually took. Maybe I'll put a little timer down below. But it didn't take very long. Immediately, we knew what we were going to do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 posts, which is, I would say, more than enough for that month. If you post twice a week on LinkedIn, you're going to hear stuff all over the place. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about being on social and posting 10 times a day on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all of these things. We're not going to make you do that because we don't think that that's probably where your time is best spent. But what we do want to do is create a presence of your firm online. When new clients are, kind of Googling you, checking you out, seeing if you're legit or real, or what customers' experiences have been like with you, they're going to find your LinkedIn. They're going to find your social media channels. And if you haven't posted on there for a while, or if you're not posting content that is relevant to them, it may make their decision a little bit harder or easier to make, whether or not you're actually visible there. So that's all it takes. So I challenge you right now, what I want you to do is highlight 12 articles that you could write. One for each month. 12 articles. You could do the same thing for a podcast. You could do the same thing for videos. Whatever medium you prefer. 12. That's all you need to do. Then break that article down into 4 posts. And you're done. I would say you could be done. You have a post a week. Then you can fill and backfill all of that content that you've created from your content pillar, which is your article, your podcast, or your video, with events that are happening in your community, launches that you're having within your firm, onboarding, new team members and sharing their profiles on there. You could also have a client highlight. If you have clients that have been with you for a long time and you want to show your appreciation and share the wonderful work that you've been able to do for them, highlight them. And that's all you have to do. You've got 4 posts from your article or your podcast or your video. Then you've got 1 client feature. And you have 1 new team member new, you can put in brackets. You could just highlight your team members, all the partners in your firms, all that kind of stuff. And then you've got 6 plus any, and then you can have 1 holiday long weekend post. There you've got 7. If you do that every month, that is all you need. That is all you need. And I would focus on LinkedIn. So creating that content for that niche for your clients. Write down those 12 articles. So write down the 12 articles that you're going to write, record a podcast about, record a video about, and then break those pieces down into 4 posts, 1 client feature, highlight 1 client that each month. Talk about them. Don't talk about you. Talk about them and the amazing work that they do. Highlight them. Give them that exposure. Then highlight a team member. And then you've got a holiday probably almost in every single month. So highlight that. That's all you got to do. Social media done. This video's done. Just kidding. I'll wrap up right here. So once you get into a rhythm of posting consistently, you'll want to begin tracking your results as well. And this can be done by measuring the level of engagement. So like, shares, comments, and so on. But I don't want you to worry so much about what I call vanity metrics, which are likes and shares and comments. Just because you don't have 1,000 likes or 1,500 comments or your post hasn't been shared 1 million times doesn't mean that it's not doing its job. Your posts are really about making that connection. And if somebody sees you, it's going to be top of mind. We live in a 3-second world. We need to remember that. So when somebody's swiping through, they see your content, they may see it and keep it top of mind, but it's not going to necessarily get a like every single time somebody scrolls by it. So just keep that in mind. But they are relatively decent metrics that you can just watch and see as a whole how your content is doing. The simplest way to implement your calendar and track your social media results is using a scheduling platform such as Hootsuite. Hootsuite is the only social media scheduling tool that I'm aware of that actually allows you to schedule content on LinkedIn and have it published to LinkedIn automatically. So check it out. It can be a really effective tool to simplify your social media. You can sit down, create all your content for that month, do it in an hour, and then you're done. Then you can check it off your list. These platforms and schedulers actually will track your performance of posts and measure the number of followers that you have and really do it all automatically and send you a report every single month. This helps you determine which content is working best and how to adjust your social media strategy so that you can tweak your content and improve your results even further. So what sort of content should you create for your social media accounts? When creating content for social media, it's important to think about how you can engage your audience in the best way possible. And it's really including visuals, photos, infographics are all engaging ways. Just simply posting words on a LinkedIn post, it has sometimes worked, but you need an incredibly strong hook for somebody to read through that entire message. But posting a video where somebody can just click play or it automatically plays when they scroll by it is way more effective on the grander scale than just written content. So try using images and videos that are relevant to your topic and make sure that they are higher quality. Images that are blurry or irrelevant to your content can severely devalue the interest level that your audience may actually have regarding your content. We live in a 3-second world, like I said before, and if you're not able to capture that person's attention in 3 seconds or less, they scroll right by and don't even pay any attention to your post. Social media can be a great way to connect with your audience and your clients and grow your CPA firm as a whole. However, staying on top of all of the different social media platforms can be incredibly difficult. And so a social media calendar is a great way to stay organized and ensure that your social media posts are timely and relevant. You can use this calendar to plan out your content, schedule posts ahead of time, and even track your results. To create your social media calendar, you're going to need a couple things. First, you're going to need to know what platforms you want to use, and then you're also going to need to know what your content pillar is. As I mentioned, LinkedIn is a wonderful platform and is probably the most relevant to you and your accounting firm. But you could also post all of this content on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever platforms you are comfortable with using. If you're looking to go a little bit deeper and elevate your social media to the next level, I've got all of the tools and resources that we use for our marketing clients, for our CPA firm clients in the Ultimate CPA Marketing Playbook. And you can download that for free at marketmycpafirm.com and take that first step in elevating your firm's marketing. Well, we covered a lot. Social media doesn't have to be that scary, I promise. So thanks for watching. If you're interested in more content just like this, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that. Ring the bell, hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and share in the comments what platform you plan on using for your firm. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.